Hello, everybody. This is Ashley again, and I'm here with a very beginner vocal sort of lesson. So what I want to start off with immediately is trying to dispel the myth that you aren't good at singing. If you're telling yourself that you're not, honestly, it's probably just that you haven't really learned how. Maybe your voice hasn't really caught up with your ear. Maybe you're using an improper technique. But if somebody comes up and tells me that they aren't a singer, they don't know how to sing, they don't like to sing, they're bad at it hurts my soul. And honestly, I kind of used to think the same thing. I started taking piano lessons when I was 8. I started playing piano when I was even younger. And my identity was so entrenched in being a piano player through the early part of my life that it took years of actively singing, like in groups and doing solos and singing at church, before I considered myself a singer. If you can make sound with your voice, you can sing. And if there's problems with the way that it sounds, hopefully I can help you work through that and we can get you to a point where you feel a little bit more confident in your skills. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is breathing. Breathing is the most important part of singing. It's kind of the most important part of life in a lot of ways. We die if we don't breathe. So your voice needs to come out through your breath. So if you're just going to kind of try to be like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, where it's just kind of coming straight from your throat, that's not going to be much of anything. It's actually coming from your diaphragm. You can just think of it as being in your belly. And that's where the breath wants to go. So the very first thing I'm going to ask you to do is put your hand on your stomach and try to breathe into your stomach. Imagine that there's a balloon and it's empty and you're going to fill it up. And I'm saying try because this is actually a physical activity that can be hard to get used to. And just like with singing, I promise that eventually you'll get it if you don't get it right away. So hand on your stomach. Let's first exhale, be empty of air, and then breathe, fill up that balloon. And as you exhale, you're going to squeeze it out. So your stomach should actually expand. Even the teeny tiny skinny miniest of you all should get a little bit of expansion in the belly area. So let's try again. We've exhaled and now we're breathing into the hand. And we're exhaling it out. This time try to use your voice. Ah. It's the same motion where you're exhaling as if you were breathing naturally, but you're just sending your voice out. Try it again. And like your breath is a rainbow, you're going to ride that rainbow of air. Go. Ah. Okay. Now I want to talk about position. You can certainly sing in any old position. In operas, we often see the divas dying on beds, upside down, singing the high notes. But for the purpose of practicing and getting good and really kind of getting into your body, into your breath, I want you to find a nice, strong position. Your feet are going to be underneath you on both feet. Square up through the hips, nice and strong. Then kind of wiggle around for me up top and get kind of loose. Don't have your shoulders be tense. Don't have your neck or anything like that. You can kind of move around naturally. If you have soreness anywhere, you might want to kind of breathe and lean into it. You can do what I'm doing, stretching this way. Bring your head to your chest. Stretch out the back of your neck a little bit. And look up at me. Now bring your shoulders forward and feel that. And now bring it back. Ah, do that with the meh and the ah. Bring them forward and bring them back. Ah, good. So now you're standing. You're nice and straight up and down. If you have to be sitting or you prefer to be sitting, you can be just like I am now, which is, a nice, strong, straight posture, and that's going to allow your breath to travel through your body and out with your voice. All right, let's try making some official sounds. Repeat after me. Ya, ya, ya. Ya, ya, ya. Ya, ya, ya. So notice that it takes a little bit more energy, a little bit more breath, a little bit more strength to do the higher notes. That's fine. That's what it takes. Again, if you say I can't hit high notes, you can, especially eventually once you keep practicing. But if it just doesn't come out the first time, you might need to just kind of oomph the energy a little bit. If you're lifting a strong weight, you don't use the same amount of energy you do to lift a light one and then say you can't do it. You give it a little bit more. You bend from the knees. You put your body into it. Same thing when you're trying to sing something that's a little bit harder. Now, if your voice is low, if you're more of a bass register singer, you'll be singing just lower than me. So if I'm singing this, you'll be singing this. And from time to time, I'll check in and try to make sure that it's clear to you what to sing. For the most part, I'm going to be singing in the treble clef right now. So repeat after me. Do, re, do. Do, mi, do. Do, fa, do. Do, sol, do. Do, la, do. Do, ti, do. Do, do, do. All right. Now let's do more of those in a row. Do, re, mi. Mi, fa, sol. Sol, la, ti. La, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, go woo! Yeah! Oh yeah! Okay, good. So I like to use that's called the solfege syllables. Solfege is the do, re, mi, fa, sol stuff that make up a scale. And it really helps just kind of focus our ear and get you singing the exact right pitch. Now what we're going to do is everything on la. La, 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 la. Go ahead. All right, let's try that exact same thing again. And if you're singing in the bass clef, it's la, or la, 2, 3, hit it. Okay, now we're going to keep going up. So it's that exact same pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on la, but it's going to get higher. And as you know, that means that you're just going to want to engage your breath a little bit more, taking a good breath before each one that happens. And I say good breath, but it's also really fast because we're going to keep going and going. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Keep it going. Trust yourself. In that woo that we just did, and in the end of that la la la's that we were doing, we're way up in our head voice. So that, to me, I if I was to pinpoint where is the sound coming from, where do I feel it in my body? I feel it almost like it's in my brain or coming over the top of my head. Woo! So for you, that might be even higher than I was just going. It might be lower depending on your own anatomy, your own range. So you don't have to do it exactly the way I did, but try it again, feeling and just visualizing that it's coming from the general, above the eyes region. Go ahead. Woo! Okay. Now give me one where it feels like it's way down in your chest. Like if you were to touch where the note was coming from, it's closer to your heart. Hey, go ahead. Hey. And again, same thing. For it to be in your chest, it might sound or be a little bit lower or higher than it is for me. I have a generally low voice, so my chest voice is pitched a little bit lower than yours might be. Hey, go ahead. Hey. So our last activity for today is going to be something that I call range circles. And so we're going to start low, again, your own pitch, whatever makes sense for you. And we're going to just go looping through. And I want you to visualize, with piano playing, I can say, press this key. This is the one to do. And it's kind of obvious what to do or what not to do. With singing, it's internal. So it's a lot of just visualizing it, thinking about it in your brain and trusting that it's going to happen. So you're visualizing that your vocals are starting down in your chest, and then slowly with each circle, they're kind of rising up through the throat, maybe a couple nasally ones that feel like they're right around the nose, and then up and then out over the head. Okay. So here we go. Give it a try. Nice big breath from down here. And go ahead. Let's try it again now that you know what it is that I'm getting after. Here we go. Breath. Okay, how'd you do? Let's try it backwards. So you're going to start as high as you can and then bring it down. And think about not going too fast. Don't drop straight from head into chest, or don't do them all in your head voice and then drop at the end. Really think about it coming down, down, down. Here we go. One more time, same thing. And you can use whatever sound, whatever vowel. I'm kind of doing an air and whatever you like. Big breath. Okay. Breathe for me in just a nice natural sigh. If you're feeling any tension, you can kind of wiggle your face around, maybe in your throat a little bit, kind of wiggle. And repeat after me. Hey! Hey, hey, hey! Hey, you! Wowie, wow! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Meow. Huh. Hiya. Okay, so sometimes it's good just to make some silly sounds and experiment with your voice in different ways. And actually, everything we just did was kind of in a different range. So I hope that you enjoyed spending this time singing with me. I hope that you're feeling a little, even just a notch more confident in terms of your own ability to call yourself a singer, to match notes, and check back in with me another time, and we'll keep improving those skills. All right, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.